There's a strange kind of exhaustion that comes from being agreeable. You're not fighting, you're not yelling, you're just constantly adjusting, smiling, soothing, reading every room like it's your job. And one day you look up and realize you've spent way too much time becoming what others needed. You don't even know who you are anymore. That was me. And if you've ever felt like you're slowly disappearing in plain sight, this episode is for you. Welcome to Journey to Self Power Beyond People Pleasing. I'm Sandy Bartlett, your host. In this episode, we're continuing our July series by diving deep into the first persona from my People Pleasing Persona quiz. And this first one is the Chameleon. She's intuitive, adaptable, attuned to everyone's needs, but she's also exhausted, invisible, and silently wondering if anyone knows the real her. Let's explore how this pattern forms and how we begin coming home to ourselves. But before we dive deeper, let's pause for today's intuitive moment. I pulled the Empress from my Lightseer's Tarot deck with the keyword nurture. How fitting for this conversation about the chameleon. The chameleon has spent so much energy nurturing everyone else, blending, adjusting, anticipating, until there's barely space left for her own needs. The Empress invites us to reverse that flow. Instead of pouring outward to stay safe and be accepted, this card reminds us to come home to ourselves, to nourish our own spirit, to create space for rest, replenishment, and truth. Nurture isn't just about what you give to others, it's the sacred care you offer to yourself. And for those of you who have shape-shifted for years, that kind of self-nourishment can feel foreign at first, but it's where healing begins. The chameleon doesn't show up all at once. She arrives quietly, usually in childhood. She watches what's expected. She learns that being easy to be around means being accepted. And over time, she becomes an expert at adjusting. I didn't know I was a chameleon until I started doing this work. I thought I was just easy to get along with, polished, professional, calm. But behind that calm was a constant hum of monitoring. Am I too much? Not enough? Too quiet? Too opinionated? There was one moment in my HR career that still lingers. I was walking down a hallway, deep in thought, which was pretty typical for me because when I would leave my office and I had to be somewhere, I was focused. So I was lost in thought, and I didn't respond to two coworkers who greeted me. It wasn't because I was being rude. I didn't even realize they'd spoken to me. I was so focused on where I was going and what I had ahead of me. Well, they reported it. And one thing led to another. I won't go into all the details, but I ended up in a feedback meeting about how I was being perceived. And I remember thinking, wow, even silence can be judged. From then on, I overcorrected. I made sure to smile first, to make eye contact, to say hello first. I was staying on. It looked like grace, but it was really survival because somewhere deep down, I believed if I show up fully, I'll be rejected, disapproved of, unloved. So, for our inner reflection, here's the question I want you to ask yourself. Where in your life are you still shape-shifting to be liked? Where are you disappearing for the sake of keeping the peace? And what would it look like to belong to yourself first? You don't have to stop being intuitive, but you do deserve to stop filtering your truth. The quote for our Whispers of Wisdom: you were not born to be a mirror. You were born to be a light. And the author for that is unknown. Your ability to reflect others is beautiful, but your brilliance lies in letting yourself be seen. So here's your invitation for your empowerment action this week. If this sounds like your story and you haven't yet done it, take the people-pleasing persona quiz. It's free and it will help you name the role that you've been playing and what's underneath it. And after you get your result, you'll be invited to schedule a free 30-minute Awaken the Shift session with me. No pressure, no fixing, just space to breathe and begin. The link is in the show notes or the description, and I look forward to your results. Next week, we'll be exploring the caretaker, the one who gives and forgets herself in the process. Until then, be true to you.